This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited, fueling growth for people.
The Culinary and Hospitality Management Institute seeing a significant increase in the number of students interested in entering the culinary and hospitality programs. Currently, the program has more than 350 students enrolled. The Institute's Executive Director, Dr. Sophia Roll, says it speaks to the opportunities that exist in this sector.
Everybody wants to be a pastry chef now, and that is wonderful because there is so much opportunity for those students in that area. It is unbelievable. But I mean, you just look around and you see, just yesterday I saw Michelle Malcolm talking about needing 200 or 300 more persons to work in Bimini. And if every island requires 200 or 300 persons, where are you going to get them from? We can't begin to import all of those persons, so we need to be able to train them.
Next month, the Ministry of Tourism will be hosting Culinary Month as part of its Golden Jubilee celebrations. The events are specifically designed to showcase foods from throughout the Bahamas. Rose says it's a great opportunity for students to get hands-on experience in the field.
It begins with preparation of the dishes and learning the true and proper techniques, and that is what our culinarians learn at the College of the Bahamas. And so this is a wonderful opportunity. Every opportunity we get to do something like this, we jump at it, and this is wonderful because what we are going to do then is to showcase those students and see how well they are lining up with industry experts already.
Junkanoo organizers are hoping to implement new ways to attract guests to both parades. Sales for the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade continue to lag in comparison to Boxing Day, with only a 65% turnout. Chairman of the Junkanoo Corporation in New Providence, Silbert Ferguson, says the JCMP intends to introduce an incentive program to entice more onlookers to that parade, which will be announced later. Meantime, he says they are fine-tuning ticket sales for the 2014-2015 parade season and are urging the public not to wait until the last minute, as tickets will soon be available for purchase.
We want to get started with tickets online the first week of November, and then we want to get started with our walk-up sales right at the end of November to give everybody an adequate opportunity to purchase their tickets for the Boxing Day and New Year's Day parades. We're in a tough economy right now, and so we don't want our guests to feel any pressure. Our Rawson Square tickets are still at $45, our Scotiabank tickets are still at $35, and our Charlotte Street tickets are still at $15. And on the Shirley Street side, they are $5 each.
Ferguson says last-minute sales tend to account for a large percentage of Junkanoo funds, noting that last year a ticket depot was introduced downtown to accommodate those sales, which the JCMP is looking to do again.
Believe it or not, 20% of the New Year's Day parade last year was purchased after 3 o'clock on New Year's Eve Day. We're going to look for some place downtown so that we can facilitate this as well.
The legacy of Special Olympics founder relived in a special way in the Bahamas. It's Eunice Kennedy Shriver Day, and many pause to remember the impact she would have made in the field of Special Olympics. In keeping with her legacy for the past 5 years, the U.S. Embassy here in Nassau has hosted Special Olympic athletes to a fun day, and this Saturday was no different. At Liberty Overlook was bustling with activity, from dancing to games to food, drinks, and other special treats. Acting Deputy Chief of Mission Nita Brown and Chairman of Special Olympics Bahamas Anna Christie underscored the importance of this annual event, which seeks to highlight and honor members of the disabled community.
We have the Special Olympics athletes out here and a host of volunteers from different organizations with us today, just to really enjoy a day of fun and full inclusion.
It brings awareness to persons with intellectual disability, and it also brings the public awareness of inclusion, not to separate these persons out of normal society.
Some special guests even joined in on the festivities. Minister of State for Transport and Aviation Hope Strawn and Commodore of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Roderick Bowe say they couldn't think of a better way to spend their Saturday morning.
And I think it's important for us as ministers of the government to continue to show our support for our disabled wherever and whenever we can.
When you look around and you see the smiles on the faces of the young children, it's a worthwhile undertaking to have them here to be able to play sports that they may not normally play with their peers. And so they're the stars here today. when you go and you see the bocce and the tennis games and the face painting and all that's going on around here, I must say kudos to the U.S. Embassy for having such a wonderful party.
While most people celebrate themselves on their birthday, Reverend Saunders normally spends time with the children of the emergency hostel, the Renfrewly home, and other underprivileged children. Reverend Saunders has been observing his birthday with the children for the past 31 years, filling McDonald's Oaksfield outlets with lots of food and entertainment for the kids. Minister of Social Services Melanie Griffin was on hand, and she applauded the efforts of Reverend Saunders.
I think we can call it a consistent display of love. The children are here, they're having lots to eat, lots to drink, lots of entertainment, and of course they have our Reverend Saunders present himself. And so I think it's very significant. Too much times, we have the negative being displayed.
We also caught up with Reverend Saunders, who explained how growing up in a large family influenced his perspective on life.
Because I born in a family of 13, 8 sisters or girls and 5 boys. And my mother and father made 50 of a family and lived in a 2-room house. There is something I like to pass on to other children. It's not your beginning, it's how you end.
And one who has been a key player in the educational sector in the Bahamas has died. Former educator Juanita Butler passed away at Doctors Hospital on Friday night after battling a long illness. She was 79 years old. Butler was the last surviving offspring and daughter of the first former Governor General of the Bahamas, Sir Milo Butler. She spent many years teaching in the Anglican schools and the public school system. Ms. Butler was the first principal of the Highbury High School, now R.M. Bailey High School. She also worked with the Public Service Commission under the Ingram administration and spent her last days working in the family business, Milo Butler and Sons group of companies. Juanita was a devoted Anglican and worshipped at St. Matthew's Anglican Church. We extend condolences to the Butler family. And that does it for this portion of the news, but don't go anywhere. Sports with Kelsey Johnson is up next.